Oh, thank goodness I found you. Come with me and let's start the assembly. Good afternoon, PY. The theme for our assembly this week is gratitude. It's about feeling grateful for our loved ones, for our friends, and for all the people around us. It's about realising how interconnected we are as a planet, as a community, and as a family. As you know, one of our PY values is generosity. Now, being generous is not all about being generous with material things or money, but it's also about being generous with your feelings and showing how grateful you are. Last week, you watched your teacher's Distance Learning Diaries, but unfortunately, one went missing. But thankfully, we have now found it, and because this assembly is all about showing gratitude and thanks, we will watch that video now.
Distance learning has been a fantastic new experience for me. As you may not know, I'm not very confident in front of a camera. But on the first day, when I saw my kids all smiling back at me, I started to get that confidence. The most interesting thing about distance learning was me learning to multitask. Can you imagine getting over with one session, running out, feeding my pet his yogurt, coming back, checking on my mom-in-law, and back to the second session. So on the whole, it's been a challenging few months.
Okay, we have something really exciting for you now, guys. We have our first virtual assembly, and we are very grateful. Over to 2B. Woo!
Gratitude, thankfulness. We hear these words a lot, but sometimes, especially when things are difficult, we need to make a choice to be thankful.
As you all know, an invisible threat has disrupted lives all around the world.
Schools have closed their doors. All the restaurants and all the cinemas and all the parks are all empty.
Children miss their grandparents, friends have gone weeks without meeting.
The small things we took for granted suddenly mean the world to us.
Through our assembly today, we hope to remind all of you how much we still have to be grateful for.
Here are some of the things that the children in 2B are grateful for.
I'm grateful to have time to spend with my family.
I'm grateful that my family is all fit and healthy.
I'm thankful that my family is safe and have really nice food.
I'm grateful for my teachers and parents because they help me do a lot of work and they even make me concentrate. Then I understand a lot.
That I can meet my parents, and I'm thankful that I can meet my friends online, and I'm thankful that I can study online, and I'm thankful that we all are safe.
I'm happy that during the lockdown I can spend more time with my daddy, otherwise he would be traveling a lot.
These days I'm grateful for playing with my friends and sisters. Bye-bye.
The one thing I'm grateful for is being with my family in this lockdown.
So because although there's coronavirus, I can still learn new things. I am grateful that my family is here with me during lockdown.
I am thankful and grateful for being with my family during the lockdown. I am especially grateful for being with my father since he travels a lot.
I am grateful that we are in this house and when we go
outside we are staying social distant.
I am thankful that I am safe and healthy with my family at home during these times.
I am grateful that I can play with my dad.
I am grateful that we are all healthy and safe and staying home.
Grateful that I can play with my best friend in these difficult times because she lives nearby.
I am grateful for having friends to call in these very difficult times.
I'm thankful for my parents because they want to take good care of me. I am thankful about the shops and the farmers because even coronavirus is there, they work for us so we can eat food.
I'm grateful that I at least have online school, which many children cannot afford.
I'm grateful for that my mom cooks healthy food for me and I can still eat well.
Grateful for everything I have. Food, shelter, water, my parents, teachers and friends. In these difficult times, there are many who do not have some of these. I feel very sad for them.
I am grateful for having my family because they always protect me and they can make me happy during the difficult time. I'm thankful because my family and I are healthy.
I am grateful for my family is safe. I have a brother to play with and I get to see my friends.
Times like this, we are reminded of who some of our real heroes are. Our essential workers. Healthcare workers like doctors, nurses, lab technicians, and pharmacists.
First responders like firefighters, police and security staff.
Agriculture workers like farmers and the people who work at shops and supermarkets.
Public service workers like plumbers, electricians, and the people who help collect our waste. That's not all. There are so many people that we have to thank.
Did you know that even though you're not one of the essential workers, there are simple things you can do to help?
Maintain social distancing as much as possible. We know it's hard, but it can help to make a big difference.
Be kind to your family and people you live with. You could do this by tidying up after yourself and asking your parents if they need help in anything and showing them that you love them.
Last but not least, be kind to yourself. Days when you feel unmotivated or sad, it's completely okay.
Remember, this is not a normal situation, so your body and your mind need time to adjust.
Take a break. Spend some time with the people you love and do something you enjoy.
If you need help, ask your family, tell your teachers, you can even schedule some time with your friends. Just remember, tough times don't last forever.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed our assembly and hope you try to remember at least one thing that you're grateful for every single day.
Wow, wasn't that just the best virtual assembly ever? 2B, you might have to take over all the assemblies now. Last week, your task was to present some of your own distance learning diaries. So let's have a look at some of the videos that we've received.
My name is Sri Chris and I'm from UG1B. My favorite memory from distance learning is my friends and teachers wishing me a very lovely happy birthday that made me special. My most fun part about
Distance learning is me being a magician in show and tell. My favorite part that I learned from distance learning is a poem, but not just that, but the 7th topic, that is onomatopoeia, because that was my first time I learned it, and that was a very new topic and an interesting topic.
My favorite part of online school is making a happy birthday cake out of Play-Doh for Miss Sebastiani when it was her birthday. And the best part, the fun part about going on online school was the week 4 when we started online school, and I got to see my teacher, Miss Sebastiani, and all my friends. And the thing that I've learned is directions. It was my favorite thing because it was so easy, and you could say, and the words for it was easy to say. And the most challenging thing is I miss the classroom. I miss giving hugs to Miss Sebastiani, and I miss playing on the hills with my friends.
My favorite memory about distant learning is that I can see all my teachers and learn new things. And my most fun part about distant learning is that whenever I'm learning something, my teacher explains it again so I understand. Yeah. I've learned in distant learning how can you seesaw and do the activities because the instructions that are given.
Hi, Miss Emily. I've been thinking about the questions you sent, so here are my answers. Number 1. My favorite memory about distance learning has been making different shapes online, like a dodecahedron and an isosahedron. And I learned this myself by seeing videos on YouTube. Number 2. The most fun part about distance learning has been telling jokes in the feedback sessions and doing fun activities like dressing up as Genghis Khan. And this was a very fun activity because it was so cool to find things and accessories in your house that would make you the Mongolian emperor. Number 3. One thing that I learned through distance learning is that I've become more attentive in class. I've also learned that to be attentive, you need to listen well in class. Thank you, Miss Emily.
Oh, it's that time of week again. I wonder if Voyagers are still going to remain number 1. Let's find out.
I can tell that you've had another fantastic week of working really hard in school, which is so fantastic because we actually only have 2 weeks left of the school year now. Okay, so without waiting any further, in 4th place this week on 3,152 points, we have Pioneers. Well done, Pioneers. In 3rd place with 3,374 points, Discoverers. Well done, Discoverers. 2nd place with 3,480 points, Explorers. Well done, Explorers. And finally, in 1st place with 3,601 points, Voyagers. Well done, Voyagers. Give yourself a big clap. Have a fantastic next week, PY. Bye.
Oh, thank you, Miss Alyssa. Well done, guys. Gosh, at this rate, we're going to need a truck to carry all your house points. We have received lots of responses on our Padlet page. Because we are so grateful, myself and Miss Sangeetha are going to be reading some of those out today. But first, before we do anything else, I need to talk to you about our Padlet rules and our expectations. I was quite disappointed, PY, when I logged on to our Padlet page to find some images and some text that was not at all appropriate. Now, the idea of a Padlet page is to share our thoughts, our ideas to everybody in PY. We use the Padlet page from pre-KG all the way up to grade 5, so we need to make sure that what we're posting on there is sensible. Now, it would be a real shame if we have to stop using the Padlet page, and I know it will not come to that. So I would like you to continue to be mindful before you put on any message onto our Padlet page.
Most of your diaries have touched on what has been the best thing about distance learning, what has been challenging, what was your favorite moment, and what have you learned from the experience. And I now have the privilege of sharing a few of your diaries with all of you. Luke from 2A shares his words of wisdom. He says you're isolated but not alone. His favorite part of distance learning is actually being able to see his classmates and friends online.
Okay, this comment is from Olive in 3B. I love online learning because we do riddles, jokes and facts. Even though we can't go to school, we can still see each other and have fun.
See what Pranavi from lower grade 1B has to say. She says that her favorite memory is celebrating her 6th birthday in an online class. She says she loves changing the backgrounds on her screen. And she also says that she's learned that there are many ways to learn if you can't go to school. Wow, how profound.
Okay, next we have a comment from Kavya from 5B. I like distance learning, but I do not like the fact that I cannot play with my friends. I still think it's better that I can at least see my friends. I do like it because Miss Sheba lets us draw and make some fun arts and crafts.
Anisha from 2B says her favorite memory is when her teacher sets games as homework. She loves changing her background and she has very important advice. Be patient with your computer, she says.
The next message is from Susan in 2A. My favourite memory of distance learning is when I meet my teachers in the class. The most fun part is that I can chat with my friends and teachers. I learned that even though we are separated, we can still stick together.
What does Ria from 3B have to say? My favourite memory from distance learning was when others shared riddles and jokes which made everybody laugh. She says the most fun part was when she got to do experiments at home. She also learned how to use MS Teams and Seesaw, something that she didn't know before.
Surabi in 5C says, it's seeing my friends' pets, which of course they can't show us at school. It was so much easier to write notes during class or just take screenshots. One thing that you've learned from distance learning, the hard days are what make you stronger.
Next up is Siddhartha from 3A. In his own words, my favourite memory about distance learning has been the fact that I can be in home clothes, not wear school shoes, no uniform, eat at home and yet learn from the teachers on various subjects. The most fun part has been getting to see my classmates during live sessions and reading some of the uploads on the fun diary in Seesaw. And one thing that I've learned from distance learning is that my mother has forgotten most of what she learnt in school.
Sion from 4C says, my favourite part has been seeing my teachers and classmates online, and I really like Seesaw because it tells you what activities you have for the whole day. Also, you can work on the computer instead of writing.
I'm now going to share Unnati's diary from 3A. She says she loved seeing her teachers and friends after such a long time. She enjoyed the videos people were posting on fun diaries, and listen to this. She says no matter what the circumstances, you can learn. How true.
Nirvana in LG1A says, favourite memory, one of my classmates showed me how to make a paper airplane. Fun part, changing background in Teams. What have I learned? How to write on the laptop. also learnt arrays.
Let's see what Daisy from upper grade 1B has to share with us. She says her favorite thing about distance learning is how to use a computer properly. The most fun part for her was seeing her friends in online lessons. The one thing she learned is that she likes to go to real school. Don't we all?
Abuday in 5A says, distance learning is always something I've looked forward to. Even though the learning is slow, it saves a lot of time for the teachers and the students. It also helps us be more comfortable with the new techie world. I think distance learning is here to stay.
So Ravanish from 4A says, his favourite memory from distance learning is when he got to see his friends for the first time on the computer instead of inside school. He learned how to do programming and also learned new things on Seesaw. And the one thing he now believes in is to try new things and never give up.
Nicolette in UG1B says, my favourite part of distance learning is learning as much as I learn at school. I will remember distance learning because I wasn't bored in lockdown. I learned how to use Zoom and Teams.
Guess what Nishka from 4A has to say? Her favourite memory is her first online class when she got to chat with her teacher and friends and did a quick recap on all that she had done since school closed. She enjoys the fact that she can stay in touch with her friends and teacher every day even though they are miles apart. Nishka has become more tech savvy and says that she has learned a lot more about how to use Microsoft Teams and Seesaw. But she still wishes she could go back to school because being on the computer for so long strains her eyes and gives her headaches.
Bian in 3A says, what has been your favourite memory about distance learning? Seeing all my teachers and friends every day, working on fun activities with them. Happy to do schooling from home. What has been the most fun part of distance learning? Answering questions, doing different activities online, watching interesting videos on BrainPop Junior. One thing that you have learned from distance learning. Teachers are working so hard for us during these difficult times and we are grateful to them always. Thank you, teachers.
Let's see what Neha from 5C has to say. Neha's favourite memory is when her friends show her their pets since they cannot show them to her in school. You can see my favourite people here. This is Sunny and this is T-Rex. Neha also says that the most fun thing in distance learning is that she doesn't have to write since she can now type on a computer. She has a piece of advice for us. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, however you're feeling, never stop learning. Never give up.
Sanja's message is, I really enjoyed distance learning. Wow, and look at all of those exclamation marks.
Thank you for your lovely reflective responses. It was so good to see that you turned these unusual times into a positive experience.
And because we loved your answers so much, here are a few more from our Padlet page. I hope you enjoyed this week's assembly and you go away this weekend thinking about all the people around the world that you are grateful for. Bye, PY!